because at some point you're going to be a habitual offender and your minimum will be 25 years in the prison. My concern is, I'm looking at his criminal history. My other concern that is pushing me a certain way is this allegation that you say is an allegation that he's a gang member. Calling 2023 CR 4941, State of Texas versus Anthony Tyrone Jack Woodard. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Myers.
For the defense?
Defense for Mr. Woodard.
And are you Mr. Woodard?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
All right, we're here for sentencing. You entered a plea of guilty on February 12th. According to your plea bargain agreement, the state is silent on your application. And of course, they say that if you did not appear, you would be subject to the full range of punishment. So you're here, so that's a good thing. And also, you're going open to the court in the sense with regards to punishment.
That's right, Judge.
All right. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report and the TAP evaluation?
State has, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No objection.
All right. The state is silent. You say you have a witness?
I do, Judge. I'd call his girlfriend Tamisha first.
All right.
Mr. Woodard,
Wife, I'm sorry.
stand on the side.
Mr. Kuntz, don't downgrade people's position and people's lives. Good morning. Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand. Just make sure you keep your voice up so the court reporter can hear.
Okay.
All right, and on this side, if you are going to talk, ask the deputy just move you down to the other end. If you'll state your name for the record.
Tamisha Jackson,
All right.
Tamisha, who are you to Anthony?
his girlfriend.
And what do you do for a living?
I work at Waste Connections for the city.
How long have you,
Waste Connections,
for the city of San Antonio?
yes.
Okay.
And how long have you been there?
4.5 years,
What sort of hours do you work?
from 7 to 7:30,
So you
from
work
7
about-
a.m. to 7 p.m.
So 12-hour shifts?
Yes,
How many days a week?
Monday through Friday.
Do you have children?
1,
How old is your child?
13.
And does she stay with you?
Yes,
Does Anthony have children?
yes,
How many children does Anthony have?
3.
And what are their ages?
One just turned 6 on Monday, one will be 5 next month, and one just turned 5 in March.
What kind of father is Anthony to those children?
An active father. He's proactive with any activities going on with school, outside of school. There is a routine from Thursday to Sunday with the parents of the other children that he get them every other weekend. But with my daughter specifically, he's still active. Be honest with you, I'm not on none of her paperwork. He does all the activities, parent conference, because I can't honestly do it because I'm at work the majority of the time. So that's pretty much it.
So he's a good dad
Yes,
and he helps you out a lot.
yes,
Now, we obviously are asking the judge for a huge favor today, which is to give him a chance on probation, right?
correct.
And you know Anthony's history, don't you?
Yes.
He's been to prison before
Correct.
and he's struggled with some things, hasn't he?
Correct.
What, do you think Anthony can make it on probation?
I do. As far as with the classes, believe he was on probation before and he finished all the classes. I think he was reporting like every week or once a month, to be honest with you. I'm not too sure how his rotation was, but I know he was pretty active with reporting.
Are you aware of Anthony's childhood and background
Yes,
and the trauma that he suffered as a child?
yes,
Both of his parents were addicts.
yes,
His mother was a prostitute.
yes, and passed away while he was incarcerated. Yes,
And he was raised by a grandma.
yes,
But even to this day, would it be fair to say that Anthony suffers from depression and maybe some other issues?
correct. In childhood, yes.
And do you think he needs psychological counseling? Do you think he needs drug rehab or classes or something like that?
Yes, like childhood trauma, yes.
All right.
Mhm.
And I know thankfully, you're not versed in the drug world,
Yes, I'm
right?
not, because I'm not the right terminology.
So, but you do feel like Anthony struggles maybe with substances at times.
Correct, yes.
And do you think that him getting counseling or treatment would be a good thing?
Yes.
But realistically, it probably stems from the depression and the childhood trauma.
Yes,
Okay, so he probably needs counseling to start with that and move forward, right?
correct, yes.
If he's able to get probation, do you think he'll follow the rules?
Yes,
Is he a rule follower?
yes. I have rules, so he has to follow my rules.
And is there anything else you'd like to tell the judge? Obviously, you're with Anthony, he's helping you raise your own child,
Right.
and you care for him a lot, don't you? Okay.
Yes,
And you want her to give him a chance?
yes.
Okay. I have no further questions. The prosecutor may ask you a couple of questions, but that's okay.
Anthony Woodard is asking Judge Boyd for probation instead of prison, and his defense is trying to prove he's more than his criminal record. As the testimony unfolds, the judge will weigh his troubled past against his recent efforts to change. If you enjoy courtroom breakdowns like this, don't forget to like and subscribe.
All right, any questions?
Briefly, Your Honor. You were aware that Anthony was on parole at the time of his arrest, correct?
Which,
I'm sorry,
which case?
on the case we're here for today.
No, I don't think he was on, I don't believe so. I don't believe so. Is he?
Okay. And you were aware that there's 4.1 grams of cocaine found in the house?
I actually was at work, so I didn't get the call until in the process of it happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you aware that there were several firearms found in the house?
There was not several. One weapon was actually a BB gun that was actually mine. And the other weapon, I don't believe anything about another weapon. And when I talked to the officer, he actually gave me a written of
Yeah,
everything.
Dan, I'm going to stop you there.
Okay.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay.
All right, any other questions?
No, Judge, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming down.
And Judge, I'll call my client as a witness.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth? So help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Anthony Woodard.
All right, defense.
Thank you, Judge. Anthony, you heard Tamisha talk and you heard what I was saying. I want to talk to the judge a little bit about your background and your childhood. And I know you struggle to talk about this. You don't like talking about this, do you? And in fact, I didn't learn some of the stuff about you until very recently. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
You kind of hold it in, don't you?
Yes, sir.
But unfortunately, both of your parents were drug addicts. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And you were raised by a grandma because they couldn't take care of you.
Yes, sir.
Were they living on the streets?
Yes, sir.
And you heard me mention also that unfortunately your mom was a prostitute. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And was she in the same neighborhood you were at?
Yes, sir.
Was- So you've seen her do what?
Oh, I understand.
Okay. So you unfortunately as a child were exposed to her business, right?
Yes.
And look, we have to, the judge knows, and you're very honest about things. You started getting in trouble when you were in high school, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
And probably some anger issues and sadness and depression things, right?
Yes, sir. That was one.
Now, you've unfortunately found yourself in prison a couple of times and things like that, and you're back in the court system. Are you happy to be back in the court system?
Yes, sir. I have you.
Is this something that you like doing, every few years coming to court?
Yes, sir.
And now that you have your children, is this really hard on you?
Yes, sir. It takes a real toll on me.
Is this something that you ever want to do again?
No, sir.
Do you ever want to be back in front of a judge?
No, sir.
And how many times do you come to court and watch Judge Boyd? A bunch?
A bunch of times.
And you know that she can be very tough on people, but she can also be very thoughtful and kind in what she's doing, right?
Yes, sir.
And you've commented on it sometimes, and she's been so good to people that you've seen right in front of her, right?
Yes, sir.
You're asking for mercy from her, aren't you?
Yes, mercy.
And you can understand why a prosecutor or maybe some judges might not think that you're deserving of any mercy. Could you understand that?
Understand that.
Do you promise that you're going to change your ways and do a better job?
Promise I'm going to do the job.
If you took a drug test today, would you be clean or dirty?
I'll be dirty.
For what? But clean for marijuana,
Oh, yes, sir.
clean for cocaine.
Yes, sir.
But do you feel like you could use some counseling?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that counseling for your depression Yes.
Yes, sir.
Counseling for alcohol or drug use?
Yes, sir.
Are you willing to do that counseling?
I'm willing to do it,
Whatever it takes.
whatever it takes.
You just don't want to go back to prison, do you?
No, sir.
You've been to prison
Yes, sir.
and you don't like it, do you?
No, sir.
And I want to address one thing. Anthony, when you've been in prison, have you been categorized as a gang member?
No, sir.
So when probation says that they have you as a blood and all this sort of stuff, you actually wear blue to court a lot of times, don't you?
In black. Yes, sir.
And so you're not affiliated with any gang right now, are you?
No, sir.
And you haven't been?
Labeled in prison or none of that. That's why I don't know where it come from.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to tell the judge?
Yes, sir. I would ask if you can give me a second chance to prove to you that I can be successful on probation for my family and myself, and give me any help, and I'm willing to take it and show the board that I can be successful.
Okay. Any questions?
Mr. Woodard, the time you were arrested, you were on parole for a drug case, correct?
The prosecutor is now challenging Woodard's credibility by highlighting parole violations, drug use, and his failure to comply with conditions while already under court supervision. These answers could significantly influence whether the judge believes probation is an appropriate option.
Yes, sir.
And parole's kind of like probation, wouldn't you agree?
Yes, sir.
You got rules you have to follow. If you don't, you may or may not go to prison.
Yes, sir.
And you were high the day you were arrested, correct?
Was I high?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you admitted to smoking marijuana. Is that a violation of your parole?
I had completed parole.
Well, would you be surprised that it says that you weren't going to be discharged until May 27th, 2023, and that you were arrested on March 28th, 2023?
Yes, sir. I had a one. You're right. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Correct. Correct.
Smoking marijuana would have been a violation, correct?
Correct.
And being around any sort of narcotics would have been a violation, correct?
Correct.
And being around guns would have been a violation of the parole, correct?
Correct, sir.
And you've been on bond for this case, correct?
Yes, sir.
And would you say that bond's kind of like a version of probation as well? You have certain rules you have to follow?
Yes, sir.
And drinking alcohol, that's a violation of your bond. Wouldn't you agree? You're allowed to drink alcohol while you're on bond for a drug case?
Yes, sir. I don't think that's a violation of my being on bond, sir.
Okay. How many AA meetings have you been to in the last month?
I haven't been to one since about 6 days.
You have several children, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you've been, at the time that this report was written, you've been unemployed for 11 months, correct?
Yes, sir.
Where are you working now?
I struggle with getting a job right now due to the situation. So I just help out at the nonprofit Safe House for the community.
Okay. Did you bring any sort of documentation from that?
I actually do have something I was going to present to the court.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Anthony, let's talk about that real fast. It's Big Mama's Safe House.
Yes, sir.
And what is that?
It's a non-profit community. Stop the violence with drugs and put the weapons down and talk. It's like a non-profit.
And so you, as someone who's been through that fire, basically,
Yes, sir.
are you helping the younger people try to learn from your mistakes?
Well, yeah, we go to communities and talk to like in the neighborhoods on the east side, west side, talk to the children about the violence and the drugs to like go a different route about it, which is the change that I'm making for myself that I want to see. I don't want to see people go down the same path I went down. I'm in a prison.
Okay. All right. So let me stop everybody. If we can go off the record briefly. Let me just tell you what my concern is. My concern is I'm looking at his criminal history. My other concern that is pushing me a certain way is this allegation that you say is an allegation that he's a gang member. So we can have him sit in the box and you all can discuss about that gang tag that's on the report. Then y'all can come back and approach me with information on that. And then I'll have a ruling on that.
I actually, just to let you know, I spoke to the prosecutor before we came up here, and he doesn't know necessarily why he has tagged as a blood right now.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's have him sit in the box. I think you guys have investigators upstairs who can go on the computer and call, and let's see if that's a mistake that's been made by probation or if it's something else. All right?
Okay.
All right, so
Yes,
he's going to have a seat in the box. You're welcome. Record in 2023 CR 4941, State of Texas versus Anthony Woodard. Could I have parties announce again, please, for state,
Evan Myers, Your Honor.
defense?
John Coons to Mr. Woodard.
And you're Mr. Woodard?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
All right, so the court wanted to know about the gang affiliation.
Me and Mr. Koontz spoke with Sergeant Rodriguez from our office. The
One of the most important issues in this hearing is now being clarified. Judge Boyd requested additional verification about an alleged gang affiliation before making her decision, showing the court's willingness to verify disputed information before imposing a sentence.
defendant does show to be listed in text gang, Your Honor. That was based on tattoos identified at the Bexar County Jail and a denial in 2019, or an admission to being an ex-blood gang member in 2019, Your Honor.
So when he was arrested in 2019 and something, they asked him if he'd been a gang member. He said, I used to be a blood, basically. There's no current membership information as reported to the court earlier. When he's been in TDC, he has not been categorized as a gang member. He has not been segregated in any way as a result of that. And again, sort of as a very telling thing, oftentimes when Anthony comes to court, he's wearing blue. And if he was a blood, he would not be wearing blue in the courthouse. There's no way.
Okay. All right. This is what the court is going to do. Court is going to find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, and I'll request the therapeutic community.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, you signed it, the waiver of appeal.
I think so, yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question of what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing, as I was telling everybody before, I don't have a crystal ball, but based upon what I'm looking at in the report and the evidence that I've received, I just don't think that you would be a good candidate. So I know anytime people go to prison, that's a lot of time. I know sometimes people want people to do more time than what I'm sending them to, or less time than what I'm sending them to. But I'll review the case, weigh the case on what I see, and decide on what a sentence should be. When you're released from prison, you're just going to have to go on the straight and narrow, because at some point you're going to be a habitual offender and your minimum will be 25 years in the prison. You understand?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you. Court is calling 2024 CR 3802 and 2024 CR 4234, State of Texas versus Anthony Cantu. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Welcome to the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Nick Aguilar on behalf of Mr. Anthony Kennedy.
And are you Mr. Cantu?
Yes, ma'am.
In each of the cause numbers, you entered a plea of guilty, applied for deferred adjudication. According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is requesting that your punishment be assessed at 8 years in the prison. Cases ought to run concurrently, and they are opposing your application for deferred adjudication. Are the parties ready to proceed?
Yes, sir.
Judge, when we entered our plea, you did not specifically ask for a PSI.
Yes.
Those words. You just wanted
The
a
criminal history and
criminal
the,
history and a gang thing.
yes.
I do not, I know some of my client's criminal history. He does have a prior trip to the pen
Okay.
on a sex-related case. And he tells me that there is no gang history, never been documented as a gang, anything like that.
Okay. Review the criminal history. Is there anything from the defense?
No, Your Honor, other than if I could ask. Call him.
All right. Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
ma'am.
All right. You can lower your hand and state your name for the record, please.
Cantu.
All right. Defense.
Yeah, Mr. Cantu, you've expressed a desire to apply for deferred adjudication on these matters, correct? So what would you like to tell the judge concerning your application? Why should you get deferred?
To tell you the truth, that I had planned to discuss with you because I didn't know what to say until now. But if there's any way you can chance to give me the probation to be out there because I am supposed to be in custody of my son and from the system, and I can't do no program while I'm incarcerated to try to get my son back. And we have trial for my son, court for my son in July, and I was trying to see if there's a possibility you can give me another chance to be out there so I can try to at least do the steps and the programs that they require me to do so I can get close to having my first son. I never had one before. And
So have you had other children?
no,
So this is your first child ever?
first child.
Okay. You can continue.
And like I said, I really appreciate it if you would give me a chance to go out there to do my classes with the CPS lady wanted me to do drug crime classes and outpatient, inpatient. And if I completed it, I can always get my son back. By being locked up, I can't do no programs being PC.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Kent, so you did have one prior supervision that did get revoked, correct? Can you tell the court why you got your supervision revoked?
Just for having a smartphone.
It was a sex registration supervision. You got revoked over having a smartphone.
Okay. All right. Here's
The courtroom now turns to a completely different defendant facing a DWI charge involving a child passenger. Although the offense is serious, the discussion quickly centers on rehabilitation, accountability, and whether specialized drug court can reduce the likelihood of future offenses.
I want you to know that, as I always tell everybody, I view everybody as a human being. I look at things and make a decision, and I'm always hopeful that I'm making the right decision. The problem is that I don't have a crystal ball. Like if I had a crystal ball, I could say, oh, I'm giving this person probation, they're going to commit a crime tomorrow. Or I'm sending this person to prison and they never would have committed a crime. I don't have that. So I just have to deal with what I have before me and the evidence that's presented to me. I don't think you would be a good candidate for probation. So I'm not going to grant your application. This is what the court is going to do. I'm going to find you guilty in each cause number. I'm going to sentence you to 5 years in the prison. I'm going to give you credit for any time served. The cause numbers were run concurrently, and I'm going to take into consideration 2024 CR 3367. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing from either side?
No, Your Honor, did I submit a dismissal on that already?
I am not sure. That file?
I can submit that to the court.
All right.
Nothing further from the picture.
All right. Sir, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? All right, because these are plea bargain agreements, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because these are felony convictions, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. And each cause number, I will request the therapeutic community, whether they place you in that community or not, you'll have to request it. I have no control over them doing that. Okay. All right. We can go off the record. Here's the thing. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's already showing that you dismissed it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right. Here's the thing. I know Child Protective Services, sometimes they will tell you, oh, if you do this and you do that, you get your child back. But based on your history, and I could be very wrong in this, based on your history, I don't think they're going to give you your child back. But you can still try and work towards that goal. Regardless, you still need to do parenting classes. And I hope that you're in contact with your attorney on the CPS side and let them know what's happening with you and give them names of relatives that you think would be a good placement for your child. All right, good luck to you.
This courtroom session featured 2 defendants hoping to avoid prison, but Judge Stephanie Boyd ultimately concluded that neither had demonstrated they were suitable candidates for community supervision. In Anthony Woodard's case, the defense presented evidence of a difficult childhood marked by parental addiction, family trauma, depression, and substance abuse. His girlfriend described him as an involved father who actively cared for his children and supported her family. Woodard also testified that he wanted counseling, treatment, and another opportunity to prove he could successfully complete probation. However, the prosecution focused on a very different picture. Woodard admitted to using marijuana while on supervision, acknowledged prior criminal convictions, and faced questions about drugs, firearms, and compliance with previous court-ordered conditions. Judge Boyd was particularly concerned by his criminal history and temporarily paused the hearing to investigate information suggesting a prior gang affiliation, although additional clarification showed no current prison gang designation. The court determined that the overall record still weighed against granting probation. Judge Boyd sentenced Woodard to 2 years in prison, requested placement in a therapeutic community program, and warned him that continued criminal behavior could eventually expose him to habitual offender penalties, carrying a much longer mandatory prison sentence. The second defendant also requested deferred adjudication, explaining that remaining in the community would allow him to complete required programs and pursue reunification with his child. Judge Boyd acknowledged his circumstances but emphasized that sentencing decisions must rely on the evidence, not speculation about future success. She denied the request, imposed 5 years in prison with concurrent sentences, credited time served, and likewise recommended therapeutic programming. Both cases highlight the difficult balance judges face between rehabilitation and public safety. Personal hardships and future goals are important considerations, but prior conduct, supervision history, and overall risk remains central to sentencing decisions. If you enjoyed this courtroom breakdown, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below.